Did it freeze?
Oh, it's
I'm setting up
unfrozen
the
now.
streaming now. Okay,
Okay,
good.
cool.
Yeah, my mom is
All right.
also in a, like, she's, social distancing in Manhattan.
Which is harder to do.
I mean, I don't know. I know she buzzed her own hair. Well,
Oh, wow. Wow. There's a lot of commitment going on.
it was
My
already
mother
short.
my mother would be open to it, but I don't know if I'd be open to being the one to cut it. Like it's just like I just can't.
I tried to cut Matt's hair once, and I watched half a YouTube video and was like, "Yes, I can do this." Yeah, it
You
was
said
really bad.
half, right? You said
Yeah, I
half.
did say half. Yeah,
I just to point that out to you. You said half.
I said half. Yeah. Yeah,
Ooh.
I'm a Gryffindor. I tend to, like, go part of the way and, like, think I know how to do it and rush in. I don't know how to
Ravenclaw
do
all
it.
day. I can't handle. Like Ravenclaw is like, hey, I'm gonna take a minute, suss this out, figure it out, and find a way to go in without dying.
I
Ravenclaw all
appreciate
day.
that.
Not a
Like,
Hufflepuff. That's a little bit too wow.
I, yeah, I don't know. I'm very much like a Russian and, like, bravery, but I do appreciate, like, research and knowledge for its own sake. I mean, I feel like that's why I went to school.
Yeah, like I mean, it's not like it's excessive research. It's kind of like I need to know what's going on so I can assess how to make this entrance with the least amount. Like it's always a snap decision, right? But it's definitely a snap decision that's based on a little bit of that moment of okay, okay, in this way.
Yeah,
Does
I
that make
like to
sense?
think that I'm like that, but I'm not.
I'm that kid. Like I'm that like I need to know what the freak is going on before I run in completely. I need to take like a half a second to go, this smells like stupid, or this smells okay. You know, like, I need to know. Like everything is like olfactory and gut for me. Like if it feels wrong in my stomach, I'm like, not doing this. Or if it like smells wrong, I'm like, no, this is stupid. I can't do this.
That's a
I'm
good
like
way to
putting it.
do it, though.
It's a thing.
Yeah. So that brings us into Miss Amelia Fowler. What's not wrong with your life?
I I've been taking showers daily.
Wow.
And yeah, I know, right? And I put on earrings today. Like I look like a human today.
Good
Like,
job. Good job.
thank you. I'm feeling good about that. And I did some organization today.
Good
Like
job.
the emotional breakdowns, I've learned to deal with them. That's what's good with my life. I'm surviving and fighting to thrive.
Awesome. Well, with that, I am going to play our theme song.
Ooh,
I know. Like I said, this all is live, so it's
I'm up,
great.
Bob.
Ready?
I'm ready. Yes.
Yep.
Welcome to Krista's new talk show. It's really something, don't you know? There's a friend and maybe there's a cat. Maybe they'll take some time to chat. Her mother thinks she's funny. Her mother thinks she's funny. Her mother thinks she's funny. And maybe you will
Are you ready for this?
Well, thank you so much for
I
joining
love
me.
it. I do love it.
Thank you. uh,
Ah,
the lovely Pat Short wrote the theme song. I made it in about 20 minutes. You can see my lovely green screen work.
love it. Love it. I love that
Yes,
you committed to having a green screen. Right
right.
on.
I'm actually having trouble with it. The one we got is like a lime green sheet, and it reflects light off of my hair, and my hair disappears. So at this point, I've kind of just given up on it.
Hats. Wear a hat.
Yeah, that does help. That does help. I did that in the match versus Manchester. So thank you for being on my talk show. My mother thinks I'm funny.
Thank you.
This is the lovely Amelia Fowler, who is an improviser, an actress, and I want to say gal about town, although I feel like that like phrase has some historical connotations that I am not aware of. But I feel like you're a gal about town.
Yeah, I keep it moving and grooving and kind of have my hands in as many pots as show up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely you.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. So thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm being interviewed. Look at me.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just
It
fun.
is.
So that brings us to our first segment. Is there a cat near you? If so, please introduce us to your cat.
Oh yeah. Camille, come on. Come here, Camille. I can't really move the screen.
Don't
Yeah,
bother.
Mama.
It's fine. It's the question is she near you?
Oh yeah, she's like right over here. She's okay. She would jump up on me if I were not expecting it. But seeing as
Of
how I'm
course.
asking her to, she's like, nah, I ain't about that life. Forget you. Forget your wants. I'll do what I want. And I'm like, okay, I guess I still feel and do whatever you want. But you know, whatever.
I mean, she is a cat.
Well, she was very compliant. I did Women's Weekend for Comedy Sports. The amazing
Yes.
Lana.
Yeah, I did a match as
Put
well.
that on together. Yes, yay. I didn't catch your match. I'm so sorry.
I didn't catch
Um,
yours. It's okay.
It's
We're
all
busy.
right. Okay.
It's fine. I mean, we're not, but it's fine.
It was
Like, I'm
stupid.
not, but
Like I've been expecting not to be busy, but I'm freaking busy during this. Like during the nothing.
you
I
gave
don't
me a
know how
list
it
of the stuff
happened.
that you're doing, and it's a lot.
It's stupid, right? Like I
Yeah.
have a play that I need to read right now, and I have a slight learning disability. Like I invert letters, so it takes me longer to read. And I'm just like, holy sweet mother, it's 117 pages. I don't know when I'll finish it. Like I'm like, how do I have work but not work? You know what I'm saying? I have work, but like nothing's really paying. So I'm just like,
Yes, side hustles.
unemployed actor, guys.
Yeah.
So all this to say, like the cat was very compliant during the Women's Weekend. They asked for an okapi. You had to bring up something that looked like an okapi. So I brought the cat, and she was compliant. She was like, "Okay, cool."
That's good.
Yeah, she didn't scratch me or anything. So I think we're learning each other.
Oh, how long have you had her?
I think it's like 4 years now. 4
Okay.
years now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah. She's
I had
cool.
the cats outside today on the front lawn with their little leashes on, and they just like ate grass, threw up, and hissed at each other. It was great.
Oh,
We were
okay.
so happy.
I envy your ability to get to something that's grass, mind you. Anyone who knows me knows me and nature, we don't mess around with each other. But definitely in this, I'm like, I'd love to go somewhere where there's grass. And I'm like, who is this new person? What have they done to me?
I told my mom to to put up on, she has like a projector in her apartment. I told her to, on the projector, just put up like a GoPro video of somebody hiking and just like walk along
Oh,
to it. Right? And she's like, what's
I've got to sound like yeah, I've got to sound like a goober, but I've been doing that with the Brooklyn Botanic Gardens. Like they
Oh,
have like
nice.
tours. Yeah, they have tours of the cherry blossoms and stuff. And I was like, cool. I guess I'm going to be on this little bike thing and
Yeah.
watching this video, feeling like I'm outside where there's sun.
You can also do, my sister loves watching this. The Monterey Bay Aquarium has a live feed of their otters.
Oh, that must be incredibly cute. Oh, with
Yes,
little,
yes, yes.
oh God, that must be adorable. I know they're so like, and they got the little whiskers. I don't want them to live in my house because they're basically really big rats. But no, they're adorable from afar.
Oh
That's how
yeah,
I
the
feel
sea
with,
otters especially.
oh my God, and the little backs and the little clams. It's so cute.
Yeah, when they feed them, they give them like stuff frozen in ice. And they like bang the stuff against the glass to like crack it open. It's awesome.
Well, fun fact. If I'm not mistaken, it's sea otters. They are one of the few animals in nature to actually use a tool to help them
Yes.
eat. So I'm just
Yes.
like, look at you, smart butt sea otter, sitting there with a
Right,
clam
and we
going,
thought
pow!
tools was what made us human. No, that's what makes us sea
No,
otters.
boom, boom. I don't know, like I'll make up a sound. Like that's a sea otter sound. I don't. For now. Like a bootleg dolphin. Like,
Yeah. I do a pretty good dolphin myself, so I feel like we could just have a show about that. Just us doing dolphin noises back and forth.
I'd be down for it.
We'll do that.
I think people might wonder, but hey, It's the nothing.
Um,
Whatever we do is
so
less.
so that brings us, so our next section, the moment, which, like I said, different people have been interpreting different ways. But do you have a moment to share?
Um, yeah. I was cruising along throughout this, as I keep calling it, the nothing, big up to Never Ending Story. Um, I totally was cruising along, being very focused, keeping my stuff together. And then Tuesday, I flipped the hell out. I lost my dang mind. Like last Tuesday, I was like, just like, oh, so this fetal position you're in, that's going to be your norm today? So I had to take that moment and go, wow, you can't just power through this. You can't just talk it out with people and do 17 hours of Zoom calls and think that that's going to make it okay. So you actually have to confront and deal and go through the emotions and use the magnifying glass that the pandemic has become to observe the things that are issued and actually deal with them, as opposed to, oh, I'll deal with that when. There's no when. The when is now. Deal with it.
Okay,
So
hold on. I lost you in the middle there. So you can't just ignore your issues and you have to actually deal with them. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, basically, like, I mean, I think all the issues that we all have are things that we think, oh, I'll get to it, or I can't address it right now. There's all there is right now, right now. So one must. And that's what's been showing up, a very clear reality that if it shows up, you deal with it. If it shows up, you have the conversation. If it shows up, hey, suck it. It's going to happen. You got to deal with it. It's not this whole, yeah, I want to be nice and I don't want to offend. And sometimes people get their feelings hurt. Honesty does that sometimes, but it's easier to do it when it's not a big issue than when it's a horribly huge issue.
Yeah. Um, I know that you also said that you're a planner, and like that's part of like what you realized helps make you cope. Um, and
There's a
I know
list.
I'm a planner too. Yeah, it's a list, right? And I'm a planner too, but I also, like, part of the reason I think for me, right, is it's been an escape, right? Planning like a trip you'll never take, or this, right? Like I planned a whole like vacation I never went on. Um, so, but like right now, here we are trying to plan, and we have no idea what the after looks like.
My planning has become daily and achievable. Because I need to feel as if I've gotten something done. So I knit. I knit. It's what I do. I'll knit a hat like that. And I'm like, ooh, new stitch. Let me try that. But nothing too incredibly complicated. You're not getting socks from me. I'm not that chick. So, a hat, I can do that. I will plan, oh, I have this person to knit a hat for and that person to knit a hat for and look for this pattern. These are things that I know I can get achieved and done. So I feel as if I'm doing something. Or even having my little date book. Yes, I have a physical date book where I go, okay, this day I'm doing this and that day I'm doing this. So I can check things off and have that moment of, ooh, got that done. Things aren't just so jacked. Like, go order food today because it's going to take a week and a half to come. You know, it makes me feel activated and forward moving.
I need that too. I realized that's why I like started making masks a while ago. And of course then I stopped because it was just like tedious and sad, but like that's what I was doing for, a hot second, was just like making masks. But if I don't have like someone who needs it, like a purpose, a reason, it was kind of like
Well, a lot of hospitals are, well, hospital workers are taking them. Hospitals
right.
officially aren't, but hospital workers, because we have our own little sweatshop too. I've been cutting fabric for my mother because she's the one that's better with a machine. I am not. So she's been making masks and getting that thing hand open. We've been like reaching out to different organizations we work with. Like I do the AIDS ride every year via Breaking the Cycle Housing Works. That's where the monies go to. And been fighting to make that happen because homeless people and people who are of color and who are low on the economic scale are getting hit crazy hard right now.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that need cloth masks so they can actually wash and reuse as opposed to the disposable. So we're making those. And like medications that you and I think are average, but they need because they can't get them because they don't got no cash. So that's also making me feel purposeful.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's awesome.
Oh, kitty. Oh.
I think she saw her brother and they're still mad about going outside.
It didn't go well. They're like, I remember what you did.
They didn't even do anything.
I
They just
know,
like
but
sat
it's
there
still
eating
like
grass.
But it's still that moment, like, I remember what you did. Like, I didn't do nothing, but you did. I'm like, huh? Okay.
So your mom sent in a joke.
I didn't look
which I
at
am
it.
super
I still
excited
want to
about.
see it.
Okay.
I've not
I have
seen
no
it.
idea.
I'm so excited to see what she did. I don't either.
Okay.
Oh, Charlotte, what did you do, Charlotte?
I don't even know, like, I didn't even look at how long. Okay. So here it is.
I don't know.
Oh, it's a minute and a
God.
half. Makes me excited. My
I
mother's
don't know what
when my
she
mother
did.
sent one and it was 3 minutes and I was just like, what is happening?
No, my mother
Okay.
understands. She understands. We've talked about it.
About the timing. No, my mother's 3 minutes was brilliant, but it was long.
Oh, no, not the timing about, listen, people don't have that big a time ability, a focus ability. Keep it under 2 minutes, lady.
Yeah, no, that's good. Also, your mom is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. That's my mama.
You're welcome.
Aw.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go.
Hi, you may be wondering why I'm sitting in my kitchen with a hat on. Well, this is the time of Miss Rona or Corona, but I call her Miss Rona because I don't want to get mad with me because she has some issues, so I'm keeping her on the good side. So Miss Rona. So in the age of Miss Rona, can't get to the beauty salon, ergo the hat in the kitchen. So my daughter wanted me to tell some jokes, but she said they had to be clean and non-political. There went my whole repertoire. So I found some family-friendly jokes. Hope you enjoy them. They are corny. Okay, number one. How many tickles does it take to get an octopus to laugh? 10 tickles. Why is no one friends with Dracula? Because he's a pain in the neck. And finally, what did the left eye say to the right eye? Wait for it. Wait for it. Between you and me, something smells in the middle. So, I hope you enjoyed those. Stay safe. Be strong. We will get through this mess. Take care. God bless.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And Charlotte, I love my mommy. I love my mommy.
Oh.
On the tentacles, my niece falls out every time you tell that joke. I don't give a dang where or when. Like, how many people does it take to make an octopus laugh? Tentacles. She loses her mind just on the floor. It's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's Charlotte.
My mom also wore a hat, but she did it because she was playing a character.
I love that.
Yeah.
She's like, mine.
Yeah, your mom was
because
just like
here
so
is-
straight. Oh God, I love it. Oh, so good. And those were good jokes. I kind of feel like
I
we shouldn't
love
have
the
limited
corn.
her. I know, but
Oh,
now
you
I'm
know.
wondering about her. Like,
Okay. So my mother worked as a court assistant for 33 years, I believe, or was it 34? Over 30 years. So she's a peace officer. They have a dark sense of humor. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you want to be careful with what you say is okay to say. Because I grew up with jokes that I would tell to other people, and people are like, and I'm like, oh, that's not funny to everyone. Oh, okay. That was inappropriate. Oh man.
Sometimes those are the funniest though.
Huh. They are, but it's one of those moments of like, I'm not sure what your viewing audience looks like and where things are going. And I was like, so my mother goes to church. So, which is kind of, well, not that new, but newish. All this said, I'm like, tell a joke you would tell to your church friends. And that's all I said. I said, just tell, yeah. Not one you would tell with one of your work friends, but one of your church friends. Was the corny groaner foul, and I loved it.
It was great. So is your mother obviously like the dark sense of humor, but is your mom funny, would you say?
Oh yeah. Like I don't know, this is probably a wildly inappropriate thing to share, but I will. When we were like in our teens or like early 20s, I thought we were in our teens. We were upstairs in my mom's apartment, just chilling out, watching TV, and it was in the 90s. I'm dating myself completely. So we're sitting there watching TV, minding our business, and there was a singer, reggae artist named Patra, and she had the little pom pom shorts on, the real short shorts, all up in her behind. So we're watching this and everything, and my mother, living her best life, walks to the living room, looks at the TV for a second, looks over to us and says she must have awful yeast infections, and walks the heck out. And we're all like, we died. We lost our minds. It was like, first of all, and then second of all, so she's that chick. Her life
That's
is
awesome.
like a series of joke grenades. My little sister's the same way. Like all of us, that's what we do. Like we
You
play
just come in and
Well, Danielle was the one bringing up my mama when we originally started talking, who was like, who let you out in the street like that? Who let you out in the street with your hair like that? Did you let her out? I'm like, no, it was dark. I didn't see. She took the cookies. I don't know what happened. And like, that's how we get down. I think we're a funny bunch.
does your mom think you're funny?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's been really supportive throughout. She's the one who knew I was going to be an actor before I knew it. And at one point, I was like, yeah, nah, this ain't for me. Because, like, there was a time she put me in a performance group, and I had horrible stage fright. They had to kind of grab my little butt off the stage. I was like probably 5 or 6. And I was like, nope, not doing this no more. And I still did dance class and stuff and all that. And decided I wanted to be a veterinarian or a chef. And I was working towards the chef part of it. And I was like probably 12, 13. I was like cooking and making like spun sugar roses and stuff. I was deep in it. I watched The Cosby Show and realized that if Tempest Bledsoe could do it. And I went on my first audition, which my mother was so happy about, and I booked it, right? So that's what started again. And she's always thought I was, funny. She wrote me a sketch when I was, oh my God, I forgot about this, about, oh God, like as a commercial. Superfoot makes your feet smell like roses, and it was a comedy sketch.
And she wrote it for you?
Yeah, she wrote it when I was in 3rd or 4th grade for a talent show, and I did. I don't remember if I won or anything, but I know it was well received. And she even made the props for it. It was like a little suitcase that she made out of cardboard. Like she's always been really supportive of that and realized that any child this loud and this talkative and this fun to watch do stupid crap had to be a performer, and she always supported me in it. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
she thinks I'm funny. She's
you
come to see shows.
So you've been performing, since you were like 5 or 6.
Yeah, she also tried to get me on Sesame Street at one point. Like she's known before I've known.
That's awesome.
Kind of.
That's awesome.
Now that I think of it.
So you have, like I said, a lot of things that you're doing right now, right? So you said you did a play that was adapted to be a serial, like Zoom series.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's called Floridian Animals, and a gentleman by the name of Matt Sowell, and the theater company is called Phoenix Theater Ensemble. They're amazing. And they had commissioned a vegan play. I know that sounds like it would be bad, but it's really, really fun.
A vegan play?
a vegan play. Like it, like the central
Like
theme when you look at it,
no animals were harmed in the making of this play?
um, they are not real animals are harmed, but the fake animals are harmed. It's a deep commentary on several social issues, but it's done in a funny way. I'll send you the clips. They recorded every single episode, so I'll happily send it to you
Yeah,
and
and
post
put
it
it
if
on
I'm
the
allowed
thingy.
to.
Yeah, post it.
Yeah,
Post
I
it.
gotta check with them if I can post it publicly, but I'll send it to you privately. And then I'm waiting to hear back from them if I can post it publicly. But it was really fun. It was a good time and it was really good work. And I was like, yay, good times. Good
And
cast.
I mean, you're doing so many other things, right? You're in CSE New York, of course.
Mhm,
You said you have like readings that you're doing.
mhm.
Um, and I am interested in this other play you said you're writing about autoimmune diseases.
Yeah. So like, yeah, like you said, I'm doing the improv stuff. I'm also working with another group called Eight is Never Enough. Jesus, I'm really busy.
Yeah, you
Um,
are.
it's stupid. It's like my regular life. The autoimmune disease play is called Tanya's Lit Clit. Like, I love that I've spent all this time being really PG and then I just like say clit and just drop that bomb.
It's a trend.
Completely. Emma Goldman did that play and we had done a reading, or rather a staged reading of it a few months ago before the Nothing. And she's now mounting a virtual reading with our fabulous director, Tatiana Bakari. It's fun, yet it is commentary on how often the medical establishment doesn't listen to women in specific, because women in specific are the ones that tend to suffer from autoimmune diseases more. And kind of tracing out the history of that all the way from, oh God, Hippocrates to present, kind of how we're not listened to and how very often it's called hysteria when we're having a fit, when there's all this pain and burning below the belt. Like, it's like, oh, you're just a mess, you're crazy. It's like, no, I have an actual medical problem. So, yeah, that's why there's also very little research done on autoimmune diseases. Because it's,
Fascinating.
yeah, like I didn't know walking into it, and some of my family members suffer from autoimmune diseases. So I'm just like, oh, I did not know, but now I know.
Yeah, like how the disregard happens.
Oh, and it's so rampant. And then if you add other factors like age, race, weight, they just ignore you more. Like I
Yeah.
once had an Isha endocrinologist, it didn't go well. Like the nurses cracked up. He didn't think it was amusing, but I thought it was hilarious.
You also have your own show. Like, good God. Like
I'm West Indian. It's normal to have 17 jobs. Um,
but your show is at 9 on Mondays and it's called
yeah,
As Good as Can Be Expected, and you said it was very fun.
it is. Desi Waters and Erica Bradshaw. Whoop whoop. We're three Black actresses of a certain age, of a certain size, who are just like shooting the crap, just shooting. I'll say it, shooting the shit. We're
I mean, you
incredibly
already said
real
Claire.
about all the things. I know, like I can't go back now. Like, like 3 F-bombs and I'm done. Like your show will never be
You know
put
what?
anywhere. I'm not
These
gonna do
are
it.
real people. Like, we are real people. This is
We
what happens.
are. We are. I bathed today. I'm just happy that shit happened. Um,
I washed my hair for
so
the first time since last Thursday, Friday.
yes, celebrate that, girl. This is big time. Like, we're not gonna talk when the last time I washed this, but I've been oiling and trying to keep it together, and I gotta take this shit out. But I feel you.
I'm
Like,
sure you were doing more maintenance than I was.
doing more what?
Maintenance. I don't do anything on days that I
Mm,
don't wash it.
girl, I have a bonnet. I just put all this shit under the bonnet, and like days without messing with it. Days. I'm just like, maybe put some oil in there. It's like, oh, this started to itch. All right, put some oil in there. Rub, rub, rub. Okay, I'm good. Gotta do a Zoom call. Gotta pretend like I care. Woo-hoo. Um, so many
But you're
happy
doing your
hours.
show and it's fun.
Oh, so much fun. We just talk about everything and anything. I haven't worn earphones in a while. Forgive. Um, it's just we had one last night. It went extra long because we had so much to unpack. Like little Richard dying, Betty Wright. Them just killing another black man for shits and giggles. Kids being really depressed, killing themselves because of COVID. We ran the gamut.
Sounds fun.
Surprisingly, yes. It's like, what are you doing? They're killing us again? Yep, let's keep going. ah, so yeah, we just talk and deal, and it's like life, It's not just one thing or another thing. It's all of it mushed together. And if you don't laugh, you cry. And no one likes an ugly cry. Cries cathartic, don't get me wrong. But the snot and I don't want to do that all the time. There has to be some laughter in it.
Yes, there definitely does. So as we're talking about, coping mechanisms, I've talked before about the engage your impulses idea that I've had. And God, like, I don't even know like what I've been doing this week. I started to make a loaf of sourdough bread on Saturday because this is not my first time with a sourdough starter. I started it when I like moved to Oregon and went to grad school and was super lonely. So like I already had that. My dad had sourdough starter when I was a kid, so it's it's one of the things that we do to like try and form a bond with our parents who don't pay attention to us, right? Oh, I also play ukulele.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that he does that. Right? So, yeah, I also tried harmonica. Anyway, so this was not my first time with the sourdough starter, but on Saturday I was making sourdough starter, and I found online a recipe that was different than the recipe that I normally use, and I was like, I will try this other recipe to make a loaf of sourdough bread, and it was terrible. There was like 21 steps, and it was like 3 days, and this like overwhelmingly long process. So when I got to the step that said like fold it 4 times every half hour for 2.5 hours, I said, no, we're not doing that. And I like dumped another 2 cups of flour in and made a couple of loaves of sourdough bread. And it's, it doesn't need to be that hard. Like, people have been making bread for thousands of years using sourdough starter. Stop overthinking it. You're fine. The only reason it should take you 3 days is if you forget about it. So that was my engage your impulses, was me being like very fed up with this like frou-frou millennial. I mean, yes, I am a millennial, but this frou-frou like blogger recipe that is just like giving us more reason to think that we're failing because we can't get our sourdough bread to rise because we're touching it every half an hour for 2.5 hours. This is not how you live. So that was mine. Yeah. So what is your engage your impulses moment?
Mine too involved yeast. So, as I mentioned, at one time I wanted to be a chef, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can
bet you
do
make
this.
awesome food.
Oh, thank you. I think it's good. Like, I earned all this bigness. Like, this is not Twinkie fat. That's some bullshit. This is like risotto fat. Like, so yeah, gotta do my due. So like all of my impulses have been what shishi frou frou, not shishi frou frou, but what extensive cooking process can I walk myself into?
Yes.
Yeast and I have had a very difficult relationship. I've never been particularly gifted at making bread. And I'm like, this is the time to conquer. Like I did it with the mother sauces. I was like, look at me, I can make a bechamel. But then I was like, it's next to whoop yeast ass, right? I got my yeast, finally found some because for some reason in the whole goddamn state of New York, no one got no damn yeast.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother, amazing woman she is, who lives upstairs, she bought yeast. I don't know where she found this yeast, but I used some. And I made prosciutto bread. I found like this recipe online. And I was like, I will do it. I will overcome. So it's basically really, it's not a quick rise bread, but it's like doesn't take that much. You can make it in a couple hours. You put your yeast together, you activate yeast, throw in some flour, throw in some this, throw in some that. need, working out this arm, working out that arm. That's all the workout I'm getting, other than my stupid ass little under the table like exercise bike. I look ridiculous. But all this to say, made the bread, was like, I'm gonna conquer this bread. Got it all rolled out, put the prosciutto in, put the, sopraseta, put some provolone and some parm and rolled it up and put it together and baked it. Like, didn't brush it because I was like, I'm not wasting an egg on an egg wash for this. It'll be fine. Sprayed it with a little bit of olive oil, baked it. I'm like, bread, It came out. I was like, oh, it tastes like bread though. I've conquered my fear of freaking yeast. Now, granted, I don't know if it could be called full true impulse, because I had to plan to get this stuff, because I couldn't just go out in the store because everyone is stupid and doesn't know how to social damn distance and don't know how to wear a damn mask, because I'm in Brooklyn and everyone's like, oh my God. No, wear your mask. Wear your freaking mask. Why are you standing so close? I became that crazy woman in the store. But I ordered the food and waited a couple of days and then continued that impulse and made the bread.
But you did the thing that you
No,
wanted
it happened.
to do.
It happened. I've
Yeah.
been giving away prosciutto bread and stuff and like socially distancing. Like people will come to the door and I'm like, here, I'm like, bread.
I feel like bread was like the first thing I learned how to cook. So if you ever want to do like a one-on-one bread session, I am super
Oh,
down for that.
I'm down with that because me and bread have really, really, I want to start making French bread and baguettes.
I've never
Because-
tried.
Oh my God, I've never tried either. I'm
Let's
like,
do it.
yeah, oh my God, I'm down. Because like a friend of
Okay.
mine had said she found a really easy baguette recipe. And I'm like, making my own bread as opposed to schlepping out to the store and getting freaking bread. I'm thinking it's the way. Because I have flour, thank God. Because like I had to fight for flour. Are you all having the same issue with having a hard time finding yeast in flour?
Well,
Really?
flour a little. So I don't know about yeast because I had a container of yeast in my fridge. I don't use yeast that often, and in order to make sourdough starter, you don't need yeast. And then once you
Yeah.
use that, you don't need yeast.
Yeah.
As long as you convert the recipe, which is a little challenging, but
that's
it's
true.
maths. It's fine. It's just like
Yeah.
it's flour and water. Like just figure out how much flour and water is in what starter you're using and subtract it.
I'm
And
with you.
it's all by feel. But so anyway, so I haven't been using the yeast that I have, but I already had yeast, so I'm not worried about the yeast.
Okay.
I haven't even tried to look for it. Flour, yeah, like I don't know, like we've been seeing it occasionally in stores when we go out, so we buy it. But like I don't know, like the sourdough bread recipe that I made on Saturday used like 7 cups of flour. Right. So it's a lot of flour.
Like, are we causing too much noise? I'm probably very noisy.
Your headphones, he can't hear you. You're fine. You're fine. So, that anytime like you want to make a loaf of something,
I'm
as long as it's
down.
not 7 cups of flour, let's do it.
Because that's just exorbitant. That's ridiculous. I'll get the
Makes like 3
I'll
loaves,
get
though.
the Oh, okay. So I mean that makes sense then. Because usually it's like 2 cups per loaf kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I mean
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Like 2 1/3 cup per loaf. That's not bad. But who the hell needs 3 loaves of bread at a time? Like, are you feeding a damn farm? Like,
The
what? I mean,
first
is it a little
time-
house in the prairie?
the first time I ever made bread, it was 7 to 10 cups of flour. And I was like, I was probably like 12, maybe 11. And I made challah. And
Oh, I love challah.
right, and it's great. And you work the flour in slowly. And I was so surprised. Well, it makes 3 loaves of bread. And the reason it makes 3 loaves of bread, I finally figured it out, was because of the Sabbath, because you couldn't bake on the Sabbath. So you wanted to make sure you had enough
Oh.
bread to last you several days.
Through the
I finally
Friday and
figured
Saturday.
it took me forever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you start on a Monday and by Friday you're done and you're good. Okay.
Not
That
that
makes
long, but yeah.
But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
yeah.
if you do it on the Thursday, you got enough bread to get you through
Right.
Saturday at sunset.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm. That makes
Yeah.
sense. But
Yeah.
still, to go through 3 loaves
7
of
to
bread
10
in 2
cups of
days,
flour. Yeah.
like,
You gotta be
I
like a
love
family.
carb. Yeah, I mean, a family. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I love
Right.
a carb, but 3 loaves I'm the oldest of 6 kids. I don't know if we could make it through 3 loaves in a weekend, basically.
I think you could.
If no, I mean,
If that's what you're eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, yeah, you could.
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
just
some
eat cold
French
cuts for every
toast.
meal.
That's tasty. Like I'm like I can't. We eat a lot of ham. That wouldn't be kosher. Like we shouldn't. That'd be like, is that rude? Or maybe do it on the Sunday. Maybe that
It's
sounds
fine.
rude.
I think it's
Okay.
fine. I don't know. We've always had like, like just cheese on fresh bread. It was very, my grandparents are European. It was a thing.
Well, no, I
Just-
get it. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, she's delicious and on a fresh baked
great.
bread.
All right. I need to go eat food. You are delightful. Thank you
Oh,
for
right back at
talking.
you. Oh, thank you for having me.
I'm gonna play the outro.
So much fun. So ready for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let's do this thing. All right. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready to bop.
You.
As I
Nope,
have my
not that.
bubble tea.
I should have opened it ahead of time. Usually I do.
It's okay. It's nothing. Nothing matters. All is workable. I'm gonna make a salad. Yeah, but yeah, good. Won't be that bad. I have some prosciutto bread with it. It'll be fine. I should make prosciutto bread croutons. I just changed my own damn life. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you are fantastic, and you deserve to have prosciutto bread croutons.
I think I do. I'm just gonna toast them in the oven. I'm not even gonna go that whole route of like doing it in the pan. A lot more work than necessary. And now she's
All right.
here, but she's sitting down.
We'll go with the theme song again because I can't find the other one.
Welcome to Krista's new talk.
Whoa.
It's really been done.
There you go. Sorry. Thank you for joining me, Miss Amelia Fowler.
You're welcome. Thank you. It's so wonderful.
Let's make bread.
She's funny.
Yeah.